So, here we are, the center of the tower, Royal Club. Aloha, prep to retire. It's up until 9:30. Let's go.
Oh, I was just informed that these are the items they have for gluten-free during the snack period, which is the 12 to 3 period. If I wanted a sandwich or something, I would have to actively request it now so that it would be here then. But there's other places I can eat, so I'm not going to worry about making this happen. And then dinner is a steak marsala with mashed potatoes today. And they'll double check the ingredients, and if it's not gluten-free, they'll bring something up for me. So there you go. And then they'll bring up a gluten-free dessert for me, which I hope is better than that muffin. So she gave me these to take. So there you go. Now I've gotten my lunch snack, which is the 12 to 3 period. Now we can just go to the parks and hang out and do whatever we want to do.
So this is the view outside of the lounge. I believe those cranes over there may actually be the building for Epic Universe. Straight ahead, that's Dockside and Surfside. Those are the value resorts. So you have to take a bus to come over here or drive in park. But the new park, oh, actually, no, maybe there it is. I don't know if you guys can see. I'll see if I can get a better picture. But you can see where the construction, the roller coaster buildings are. And the construction site is there. That used to be Universal. That used to say that hotel, that ball up there. The place itself is pretty. I have picked a corner now that we're at the end of the breakfast, where nobody else is really around. Simply because to be able to eat, I have to take my mask off, so I want to be as far away from other people as I can be. I forgot to get water. I've got a bottle of water with me for the moment. So, they don't bring everything from the back. I will start with that. The gluten-free item they're going to get for me, they didn't have it there, so I guess they weren't sure what time I was checking in. But they've gone downstairs to physically get it. They don't, I guess, keep them up here. They are brought up individually, and they physically go and bring up an item for you. So they were like, it might be 5 minutes. I'm like, that's fine. They're like, we have to go downstairs and get it. It's not here. So here, let me do this. So I have a hard-boiled egg. I have some meats and cheese and some fruit. They had a lot of pastries. They're getting me a muffin. We'll see. I picked up a piece of cantaloupe in honor of Flame, because she always complains about what the cantaloupe is like. So, cantaloupe. Not horrific. Not as much flavor it should have. Not horrific. Watermelon's got a lot of white, so this might not, I'm pretty sure this doesn't good. No. Oh no, that was not good at all. I thought it was wet. Still not great. No. Okay. So, now that I'm officially in, I'll find out, what things they can and can't do for me, what may or may not be an issue, I'm now layering hams and cheeses together to make a multi-layer ham and cheese sandwich. And I've got my hard-boiled egg. So I can take off the shell and give that a try. And it's going to be an egg. I mean, they don't do anything really fancy with those, but at least they have a protein, an egg protein. If you were vegan or vegetarian, if you were vegetarian, you could have the cheese, the fruit, and hopefully whatever muffin they bring up. If you are vegan, I'm not as sure. But they did, like I said, they emailed me beforehand and they asked me what my allergens were. So I thought that was good. All right, so we have egg, smells like an egg. Gosh, the music playing is Miyazaki. Like Miyazaki from when it was Miyazaki in my youth. And it's all Miyazaki. So egg is good. This is a Gruyere Swiss. So there's a lot of space here. Okay, I'll show you that. The egg is good. It's room temperature, which is actually nice. But I mean, I can tell you there was like the tongues weren't quite in the right spaces. I mean, the little kid goes up, tongues are gonna go everywhere. So
In a perfect world, yes, I would want something from the back. But that's less likely here. I mean, if I was here earlier in the run, I probably could have requested it, but so it's decent. The eggs, I mean, the egg is surprisingly better than I expected. When you get a cold egg, it's like very stiff and very dry. It just feels a little fresh and moister, which is nice. Having the meat and cheese, nice to fill that out. You know, my own version of a breakfast sandwich. And then, like I said, having the fruit, good. You know, it's continental breakfast, so it's not like Disney had hot breakfast, eggs, bacon, kind of stuff. So this is good, but I'd love to see it go up a step. You know what I mean? And also, they have coffee and tea, and I see breakfast cereals. I'll have to see if any of those are gluten-free. I have some additional information. They're still bringing me the muffin. Lunch is really snacks, so chips, fruit, Uncrustables is what they said. I was like, well, would they make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for me? Which is exactly what they did at Disney. She said you have to check with the supervisor. I said, okay. I'd love to know because I don't want to make sure I'm coming back if that's not going to happen, because that then becomes nothing significant enough for a meal for me. Then I asked what dinner was supposed to be because I forgot to look at the menu, and she said, you know, they'll make sure they have something for dinner for me. So they win kudos on the muffin. Not only did they bring me a blueberry muffin with a pretty little top, picture will go right here, but they also asked, they also warmed it up. They said, it's not very warm. It is. Nah, it's room temperature. It was probably frozen before, so. Okay. The sugar on the top is helping. Hold on a second. Okay. You know when a baked good starts to taste like uncooked flour? It's tasting like. Oh. When you eat the sugar on top, it's okay. But I absolutely need a beverage with this. It feels a little bit gummy. The outside feels kind of very moist, if that's the right word for it. And it tastes, it's got an almondy flavor into it, so it's either an almond flour or an almond extract in it. It's okay. It's not ideal. I appreciate that they bought it for me. And now I know not to buy the gluten-free muffins downstairs. It will satisfy filling me up right now, but it's not something I would go out for out of my way for. I have my water. This is from my Uber driver this morning, actually. That's pretty much it for breakfast here in concierge level. I don't think this will be a solo. I think I'll go through all the meals on one video. Okay, so we are back in the Royal Club Lounge. Tonight the dinner was a steak marsala with mashed potatoes, gluten-free, and then the salad. It's great, it's all gluten-free. And then when I wrote, I did mention all my allergens. So I went and started pulling some of the salad out. Notice the salad has chickpeas all over it. So I think I put everything that was chickpea-based back. If I get sniffly tonight, it's gonna be this. I'm sticking with that. There's like fun, fancy greens on the top of the salad I've got. So the pictures will go right here. And even more exciting, they have beer and wine. And of course I can't have beer. They have a pineapple cider. And of course ciders, just kind of by their nature, are gluten-free. And it's not a malt beverage, so I'm taking pictures of the labels for you. So the first thing I'm going to do is try the pineapple cider. Caribe, like a Caribbean, I guess. Nice. Oh my god, okay. Strong pineapple flavor. So there's pineapple, there's a lot of pineapple, but it's not overly sugarly sweet. You know what I mean? It's not. Front palate, solid pineapple, like when you bite into a piece of pineapple, not the pain part of it, but that rich sweetness, and on the tongue, in the front half of the tongue, you get that sweet flavor of fresh pineapple. And then as it falls back, it's very light. Very light. That's awesome. That's really good. I'm glad to have discovered that. That's kind of incredible. Alright, so now we're going to try the steak marsala, since it's the warmer food. So it's not overcooked. It's decent. A little bit fatty. Very salty steak. Not as salty as some Disney stuff, it's salty. The mashed potatoes were definitely pureed at a higher speed, so they have that little bit of gumminess to the look. Good buttery. It's supposed to be a garlic mash, so I do get a little of that in there. Let me try the steak again. I mean, I get a decent bit of garlickiness on the steak. I'm honestly not getting a ton of marsala per se. You know, marsala being a wine sauce, it's usually a hair sweeter. But it's not super salty. It's got a nice flavor to it. It's hitting me more here in the palate, over here. The steak itself, it's not great quality, but it's definitely been broken down enough that you feel it kind of separate out in your mouth. And flatten. It's actually really nice. Like, I will probably get seconds. And I think this is substantial enough with the salad, as long as I don't have any issues with that. I might not need dinner. I might want to go somewhere and find a dessert, and that's it. I have a dessert in my room too, actually, so. Oh, I take that back. There will be dessert here this evening, and the dessert should be, if it's not gluten-free, they're going to have a gluten-free option for me. Hopefully it's not just ice cream or fruit, but we'll see. All right, the salad itself, they had a ranch and an Italian dressing. I went with the Italian. I have to look at the lettuce. The top kind of funky lettuce, that's going to be safe because that was on a separate platter. And I probably should have built my salad out of that, but... So, the dressing is sweet, almost like a Vidalia onion. Those salad greens are nice and earthy. The olives, they have a little bit of a pepper kick on them, which is nice. There's buffalo mozzarella on the salad. The other thing to be very aware of, they did have cheese and crackers at the front, but people were tonged with the crackers and then tonged with the cheese, same tong. So if I wanted to have some of the cheese, I would actually ask them to pull some more stuff from the back that hadn't been out yet. Because the salad was in a different section, it was safe enough to do. And the mozzarella in that is very nice. Little buffalo mozzarellas. Pardon me as I look more for... Nope, that's just tomatoey stuff. Okay, I think we're chickpea free on that. All it does is it gives me like cold symptoms, but given what I've had recently, I don't want to do that. So that's the salad. It's got tomatoes in here, the buffalo mozzarella, the lots of olives, the funky greens. And yeah, if I wanted to get cheese, I would ask for it from the back. But that's your entree. They still have the lemonade, the coffee, the tea, the hot chocolate, which I read all the containers. She showed me the bags, so it comes out of pre-made bags. It's dairy-free, actually, the hot chocolate. It uses like a coconut milk or coconut oil base. I guess because it's a milk powder. So that's another option for me, and I do foresee me having a cup of hot cocoa to finish up the night, or at least a cup of hot chocolate. So yeah, let me eat this before it gets too cold, and if I have any other thoughts, I'll share them with you. Bon appetito. Hi guys. Okay, so we are here at the, I was going to call it the Kronos Lounge. That's at Disney. We are here at the Royal Pacific Club Level Lounge for the dessert, and this dessert happens between 8 and 9. Breakfast is 7 to 10, snacks are 11 to 3, dinner is 5 to 7, and dessert is 8 to 9. So they're actually going and getting the gluten-free desserts right now. They didn't have them up here, but they do have the hot cocoa that I looked at before. They also had some syrups that you could spray in, and I read the ingredients on the bottle, and it looked like the caramel one was safe. I mean, it says natural flavors, and who knows what that is, but I think it's okay. And again, I'm not celiac, so it should be okay. I just have a really unpleasant intolerance. So, starting with the hot cocoa, there's no dairy in here from what I read. It's like coconut cream or something. And of course, since I put it in last, I'm very much tasting the caramel stuff. So let me stir that up a little bit to blend it. They will give you whipped cream if you ask. And I'll be honest, it's a little hot, and I have a feeling it's a little too intense. So I'm throwing a little bit of my chili water that I had from there also. And I'll stir that up so it's not all sitting on top as well. There we go. All right, here we go. I don't know if it needed it, because it doesn't. I will tell you the Disney one was better. The Disney hot cocoa trio that we had, and even just the straight cocoa, the Joffrey's, was creamier, but I think it was actual dairy product, whereas this is not. So the dairy syrup, it's sitting right back here on the tongue. I don't know if it tastes caramelly. It smells more nutty than caramelly. I mean, they have a hazelnut here too, but it was clearly the caramel I pumped in. And it makes it more rounded sweet. I know I'm always touching my mouth. It's like where the receptors on the tongue are picking it up. So that's not bad. All right. So they're actually headed down to get me gluten-free desserts, and I saw they had little chocolate-filled cannoli. And I said to her, I saw you have the chocolate-filled cannoli. I can't have the cannoli shell, but if you have any of the cream left, I would just love some of that on a plate. That would be amazing. She was like, let me find out if it's gluten-free. I'm like, okay, because that sounds awesome. So this, what she gave me, which is not the one I think that was originally planned as a dessert, is blueberries with whipped cream and boba balls. So, I can't tell if it's not dairy whipped cream. It's very much a Cool Whip. Kind of, you can tell the difference in it. But, is that mango? It's definitely like, it's not a regular whipped cream. I'm pretty sure that's a mango or a passion fruit boba balls. And the citrus of that with the blueberries, even though it's a fake whipped cream, the bright natural citrus of that, it's kind of nice. So the blueberries are a hard crunch. And the mango boba balls are just a little pressure explosion. But both are tart and sweet, which it's way too much of this weird whipped cream stuff. But kudos to them for not forcing me to eat ice cream or creme brulee, or you know. It's funny. People who are not gluten-free look at creme brulee, ooh, creme brulee, and I'm like, you don't travel and have to go out and get dessert a lot, do you? Because creme brulee is pretty much all they ever give us. That fruit, sorbet, or creme brulee. That's the trifecta. Well, not bad. Sorbet. very soft. Okay, Planet, I guess is. So I will say, the parfait thing they gave me is obviously more creative. Okay. Coronado Springs still wins by a landslide. So there's your sorbet there. Sorbet or sorbet. It's just disappointing when other people can have, 3 or 4 different options up there for them. There were cookies, there were more like creamy cake things I think I saw. The cannolis, little mini chocolate cannolis, So you look for all this stuff, have those ingredients. And I'm also sad that for this one the chef doesn't come up. That if I was at all concerned, but I wrote to them in advance. And when I said, here are my allergies, here's my changes. All right, well, here's what you have to do, and if there's not something there, we'll get you something. So, wait, I'm telling you the days I'm going to be there. You probably already have your menus. So, it's okay. It will do, and I'm not sure why they think I'm non-dairy too. A lot of people who are gluten-free are dairy-free. But to get 2 different sorbets, it's like you could have done an ice cream. Why not? So that's 1 day's worth of assorted foods here at Royal Pacific's Club Level. Good morning. This is my last meal at Club Level. It's another breakfast. I'll get a picture of what I've got here. They're trying to heat up toast for me. The options were like a banana walnut muffin or toast. And the banana walnut muffin looked a little sad, so I got the toast. But she brought me plain bread, and I'm like, is there any way you can toast it? So she's like, can I run it through the machine? I'm like, if you can't, it would be better if we didn't. And then she said, by the way, we did a deeper dive with the coffee machine, and the coffee machine coffee is not safe. I think she means the hot cocoa that they told me about yesterday. And last night I was in a gas bubble of pain. And I don't know what it was that I ate. I don't know if it was from here or there, but I did have cocoa from that machine last night, so not ideal. So I'm gonna eat some fruit. I've got some meat and cheese here and a hard-boiled egg. I've got some butter for if they're able to toast the bread, so I can sort of make a sandwich with that, or have it buttered instead. But that's what we're looking at this morning. So let's see if it's any better today. Please keep in mind I just brushed my teeth. And it's pretty washed out. There is flavor. Not a ton. For the cantaloupe. And the pineapple. Pineapple has flavor. The pineapple's quite good. Now, granted, I got 2 dark pieces and 1 very light piece. And that light piece, I guarantee you, will be pretty flavorless. Not the worst I've had, but relatively flavorless. I also forgot to pick up some water, and I should have done that, but it's okay. Grand. Okay, so, your turkey, provolone, cheddar, and American, I think, are the cheeses. But I want to save those for the bread. If not, I'll do them with the hard-boiled egg. That's the other thing. I'm going to peel the egg, because if it is, I'm going to have an egg, ham, and cheese sandwich. I thought that would be kind of nice. But that's where we are. So, this is, sorry for the really strong lighting here. If this has helped you figure out how to eat gluten-free when you're doing Club Level, especially here at Royal Pacific or at any Universal Resort, please give this a thumbs up. Share it with your friends if they're doing the same thing. Let the word get out there. It's the only way I can keep helping people. Because if nobody sees it, it doesn't do anybody any good. And we're a small community, but we are mighty. So,
like, share, subscribe, you know, all the good stuff, none of the bad stuff. And don't forget that when we... I don't have a tagline. Singing hey ho, a maiden's life, 1, 2, 3. Hey ho, a maiden's life, won't you drink with me?